Good morning, pregame crew. It is Wednesday, July 27th, 2022, 6:22 a.m. Mountain, 8:22 a.m. Eastern. I'm Charkow Lori. You're at the pregame show. So what I do here is I go over indices, commodities, crypto, movers and shakers of the day. If you're tuning in later in the day, you may want to fast forward till this says 6:30 a.m. And that's where I'll get started with indices, commodities, crypto, movers and shakers of the day. Between now and then, I'm going to say hello to my friends. Audio visual check, please. Housekeeping and do a few chart requests. Welcome to FOMC Day. Good morning from Minnesota. Hi, Night Truck, Greg, Andre, Willowpuff, my friend Hayden and Lori. Hey, Mal. Hey, Jonathan. Crypto, Jonathan, not gonna cough in your ear. At least I'm gonna try not to. Hey, Irish, Joe, Mary, Basque, Chris, Night Truck, again, sorry, I'm repeating, Robert, Ken, Ann, DWZ, Craig, good morning. Man, what a crazy day we got coming up. And I'm not struggling, but I think about what I need to share with y'all today, and I feel like today should be all about psychology and not technical analysis, but I know that's not why you're here. But I want you to visualize how you want to feel. What is it? 7 hours and 7 minutes from right now. Is that right? An hour, seven and a half. Something like that. Let's say 8 hours. Visualize how you want to feel 8 hours from now. Did you follow your plan? Did you follow your system? Did you do proper risk management? Did you do proper position sizing? Did you look for technical clues? Or did you trade something you think you see versus what you really see? These are really important questions, and visualization is such a powerful tool in whatever aspect of your life. Our kids were basketball players, yeah, they were instead of are. That's so sad. We had 3 college basketball players, and we would take them to the gym and we would have them close their eyes at the foul line and shoot foul shots. So we would have them shoot before we blindfolded them, and then we would blindfold them. Visualize the shot before you take it. That is what you need to do every day with trading. Visualize how you want to feel. I want to feel good about myself. I adhered to the rules. So I hope you can hear me because I haven't even read the chat room yet. Hey, Mary. Dan Delta. AV's good. Thanks, Night Truck. I appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate it. So Joey put out a video, the anatomy of an FOMC meeting, the last meeting here at Pregame Show. I broke it down. What to anticipate. The algo reaction, the faux reaction, and then the real reaction. So if TCG members, that's available to you if you want to look at it. And I will go over some of those details today. Most important thing for today is risk management. Hey, Bobo. Chris, United Healthcare? Okay, let's look at it. Daily squeeze. So we got a weekly higher high, but the odds that we go take out that 55329 are pretty low without healthy consolidation. So I would be looking for a potential long on a pullback to the EMA. We're not extended up here though. Chris, what's your intention? This just has it broadening, even though this wasn't a lower low, it has that broadening formation look. And it's not a proper broadening formation by any stretch of the imagination. I just don't like this upper wick. I think it's what's bothering me. So if you're in long, I'd stay in long as the hourly EMAs are below you. If you're looking to top fish after FOMC, you could top fish 537.64. Good morning. CMG, how do you play? So I will show you my notes here. Can you see that? One second. First 5 minute oversold back burner. Oh, the highlighting makes it worse. Okay. CMG, Google, and PayPal. So Google and CMG had positive earnings, or at least positive earnings to reactions. PayPal had some type of activist investor announced that he has some type of stake in PayPal. If you're a TCG member, I posted it in the chat room. But first 5 minute oversold is really your best bet. Jumping in up here is going to be a tough trade. It doesn't mean it won't work, but it's tough. You're looking for a breakout, Chris? Let me go back to XLV. United Healthcare is part of XLV, and we're at a double top up here. It's just, that's what I know is nagging at me in the back of my brain with United Healthcare, is we're running into the daily 200 MA from below, and we have a daily double top. In my opinion, that could hinder United Healthcare's further progress, and that's why the bull break didn't get a lot of follow through. That's what I was trying to say. I knew there was something nagging me that I couldn't think of. So on CMG, so let's go look at CMG. That earnings wasn't positive. That earnings, I mean, their last positive probable gap and go was July of last year, a year ago. So here's what you can do. So first 5 minute oversold is a lower risk option for me to give you. Okay. The second option is higher risk, is going to be a stair step pattern where you wait for a pullback and you wait for a series of candles to the downside, and then you wait for the break of the high of the low bar. Okay, you feel me there? You hear what I'm saying? So right here would be the entry, and here would be the stop. So you either wait for first 5 minute oversold. If the bulls aren't going to give you that, then in my opinion, you have to wait for some type of pullback. And then when we break the high of low bar, then jump in and put your stop below low of day. Those are the two ways that I see comfortably playing CMG. No way in Hades would I be buying a call or a put market at open. CMG has very wide spreads. Please, please, please be careful. And after earnings, we typically have a premium crush, and it takes the market makers a little bit of time to adjust those options prices. So I would hope that this setup would come about 10 minutes after open. Okay. CMG is tough with options. So that's how I would play it. Google. It's 6:30. We need to get started. So Google has a positive reaction to earnings, and I'll go over it toward the end as well. It's a back burner setup. Same thing applies with CMG. You could wait for a pullback and then break of high of low bar and then put your stop underneath the low of day. And I have some opinions as to how this happened. All right, let's get started. This is who I am. I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community, and we teach technical analysis. And what I do here every morning is I go over the indices, crypto, commodities, and movers and shakers of the day. I have my FOMC notes here. These are actually, I copied and pasted from the last FOMC meeting because I keep typing the same thing every 6 weeks. So I figured I'd save myself a little time, but it's still applicable today. So TCG members, I will copy and paste this and put it in the chat room once we're done. If you're interested in my chart setup, you can click on the link below in the video description to receive a PDF explanation of my chart setup. And on our YouTube channel, we have a video, how to set up your chart like Dan or Lori. So thank you for being here. If you could please hit the like button, I would greatly appreciate it. So welcome to my TED Talk. Just kidding. I did watch a lot of TED Talks this morning though. So Hang Seng finished down red about 1%. DAX, is it still green? Yep, slightly green. So Hang Seng was down 1.13. DAX is up ever so slightly. So we had a bull reaction with Google and Microsoft. What does that mean? Google missed on EPS and Rev, if I'm not mistaken. Microsoft missed, and they're both green. Why? Priced in. So I think Dan has a video on our YouTube channel about things being priced in here. What's not priced in? Microsoft and Google, they missed. But remember, Google last time, they came out with an offering. And so they said, we're going to split. And oh, by the way, we're going to have an offering and we're not going to disclose the amount. And they were a little soft on their guidance. So Google's been getting hit a little bit, so it's got priced in. So we have to factor in what is priced in and what's not priced in. Is there a way to know and have our fingers touching around it? Absolutely not. But from statistics that are out there, what is not priced in at this moment? A full basis point hike is not priced in. And like I said yesterday, I think if the FOMC were going to do that, they would have already leaked it because they got some chatty Cathys up in there. So I'm expecting the 7.5 basis point hike. Expected is the 7.5 BPS. But if we were to get 100 BPS, we may get a violent reaction to downside. And the market always digests things in such weird ways. Because remember, 80% of the trading out there, I've heard two different statistics, 180 and 185% of trading is algo trading. 1 second, I need to cough. So if that's the case, these algos are keying in on these words they digest from the FOMC meeting, and they're sell, buy, sell, buy. So how do you navigate an FOMC day? Mark up your charts. I like to stick with names that are going to be volatile, and I'm going to get some decent range. I'm a futures trader, so typically I just adhere to futures, typically NASDAQ or sometimes ES. And I'm looking for setups. I mark up my charts. What's the high? What's the low? All the supports and resistances that are key. Stair-step patterns are your friend. You will find a lot of times you will have these patterns. I guess I can just use this as an example. You'll have, this could be a 1 minute chart on FOMC, and it's a stair-step pattern, and then you break it to the downside. Stair-step patterns happen often in FOMC, and learning how to trade those are your friend. Okay, let me go back to my notes. I don't want to forget where I am. So I'm expecting a low volume snoozer morning. Does that mean that's what's going to happen? No. The probabilities is that we have a snoozer morning as everyone sits on their hands and waits for the decision. Let's look at the daily SPY volume. Okay, so yesterday our volume was, I knew that didn't look right, 53 million, 52.9 million, and Monday 53.63 million. I want you to look at the average back here in January. This is the lowest volume day that we've had all year, yesterday. And Monday was the second lowest volume day. That tells you how much people are holding their breath and standing on the sidelines and waiting for this FOMC reaction to get over with. So very low volume day, Monday, Tuesday, and I'm expecting a low volume morning. Initial reaction isn't always the real reaction. Typically it's algo. Good morning, Mark. Hey, how are you? It isn't always the real reaction. The second reaction can also be extreme, yet no follow through. The second reaction typically happens when the chair is speaking. In this case, Powell is talking. The third reversal is typically the real reaction after folks have truly digested the fundamental information. So we could digest everything bearishly today, and then tomorrow Apple has earnings and they miss or beat, and we go back bullish. In my opinion, Apple is almost, if not more important than FOMC due to its market cap. And I don't know that Apple is positioned as well as Google and Microsoft with their footprint, with freight, and all the things. So we shall see. Bottom line, use stop losses. I promise things can go against you real hard before they reverse. And some of you are going to say, I think Powell's going to say blah, 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 blah. You know, it's kind of like that Seinfeld episode where Elaine yada yada'd. It's like, you can't yada yada Powell. Yes, I can. I'm yada yada him. Yada yada Powell. I don't listen at all. I just don't have, maybe I'm just not that smart. Who knows? I just don't have the capacity, nor do I desire to. My specialty is technical analysis. So let's look at ES. And hit that like button, please. Okay, so the more likely scenario on ES at this point is balance. This is what I would foresee would happen while we wait for FOMC is that we just balance in this area. Let's go look at it on the hourly. Because we got a little lower low without a lot of follow through. So it just looks like people are just pressing the pause button. But we can make it easy on ourselves and say, okay, as long as hourly EMAs are below us, bulls are in control. The onus is definitely on the bears to negate this potential bull flag on daily. So we are holding the daily 50 MA on that pullback. If you're a TCG Swing Report member, you know I was waiting for this 50 RSI test and this 50 daily moving average test. We got that. So for me, this is launch center for bulls if they're ready. And we'll have to just wait and see. And just to complicate matters just a little more, we have GDP tomorrow. So we have FOMC today. We have earnings after hours. We have GDP tomorrow morning. We have Apple. We have Meta today, I believe. We have Amazon and Apple tomorrow. Fun times, I tell you. But y'all have been ready. We've been talking about it for a while. 4-hour higher low is anticipated on a pullback. iPlays channel, yes, my hourly EMAs are 8 and 21. Again, if you're interested in my chart setup, you can click on the link below in the video description to receive a PDF explanation, and or you could go to our YouTube channel and you could search for Dan Laurie chart setup and see a video that Joey made on how to set up your chart like mine if you're so interested. Something that's catching my attention right here is the 50 RSI on the 4-hour acting as resistance on NQ. It's not acting as resistance on ES. Oh, I need to show y'all something. Right here, there's an infographic this morning that I thought was unbelievable. Look at this. Information technology. Now, this is July 4th of this year. IT technology represents 27% of our S&P. Financials 9.5%. If you've been trading for a while, I remember 4 or 5 years ago, financials were 20% and IT was 20%. Look, financials are way down. Healthcare is way up, and then consumer discretionary, Tesla, i.e. Amazon, Lowe's, Home Depot, they're really gaining that weighting. So it's really important for us to know who is available to pull the cart. And it's Zach. Dude, Dan ain't going to be here, okay? He only does after-market review. Can we send the some, like, I don't know, therapist number or something for poor Zach? He's so sad. We have enough room for a 4-hour higher low on ES. Your key levels for us to keep a bull flag alive is 3904.50. And I showed you that infographic to just drive home the fact that this is the most important chart for us. This is the most important chart, NASDAQ. I know we could get an emotional support animal for Zach. That's what we'll do, Zach. We'll try to send you a Labrador. So a 4-hour higher low is the more likely scenario compared to 12072, resistance 12331, 12334. We have a double top in that area. And if Jason wasn't on here, I would say we may have an inverse head and shoulders, but then he'll fire me and send me nasty grams. But this does have a 2-hour potential inverse head and shoulders look, but it's not ideal. Again, enough room for 4-hour higher lows. Okay, RTY. RTY, we're fighting up here. Actually, we're not fighting. Excuse me. We are over the hourly 50 MA on RTY, but we're not on NASDAQ. And we're not on ES. So RTY is a little stronger. Let me show you why I think RTY is a little stronger. Look at EMPH. Look at that bull reaction on EMPH. That is the solar sector. So ENPH is up 10% on earnings. Look at TAN sector up 3.4%. That's the whole solar sector. FSLR 2.49, SEDG up 6.25%. So solar sector is really strong this morning, and in my opinion, that's giving a little lift to RTY. YM YM, we have enough room for a 4-hour higher low compared to 31665. Resistance 31936. YM is holding these 4-hour EMAs, and on the hourly, it's fighting with the 50 EMA. Okay, Bitcoin's popping a little bit here. Let me pull up my, I'm sorry, I need to get my ES chart, and I need to cough. Okay, ES isn't popping. Bitcoin is, though, so I would just watch this right here. Bitcoin is on the move. Let's go over Bitcoin right now. Roberto, no, I appreciate you. So Bitcoin right here is on the move, and look, ES isn't. So Bitcoin may be a little canary for us right here. So YM is strong. I'm going to skip VIX, go to crypto, and I'll come back to VIX, okay? Since Bitcoin is making a move. I love that Bitcoin's making a move. We have multiple 4-hour inside bars. We have one that's confirmed and one that is inside right now. Key resistance 21435, support 21136. So if you're a crypto trader, don't forget FOMC can impact crypto. So don't have all full-on risk exposure out there in crypto saying, oh, I don't have to deal with it. I don't have to deal with Powell. Yes, you do. There is a decent probability it could impact Bitcoin. So we are anticipating 4-hour lower highs on the bounce, okay? Bitcoin bulls just keep getting these awesome stellar bounces, and they sell the hopium, and then they just bring it down, sell the hopium, bring it down. So these pops are nice, but we're not changing trends on the key timelines. Okay. What's RTY IWM Russell? Sorry about the dog barking. Okay, we're looking for a 4-hour lower high on Ethereum as well. Decent bounce, plenty of room for 4-hour higher low. But Lord, we've seen this movie before. Look at that. Higher high, higher low, bear flag down. We've seen this movie before. Come on, bulls. And maybe they're in a hurry up and wait scenario, just like the indices are. All right, back to VIX. So VIX is in a 4-hour uptrend. I attempted to draw a rising wedge on this, but it did not work. Therefore, it's not a rising wedge because the higher highs are getting follow-throughs. So I thought maybe that's a tiny follow-through. No, that's a significant enough percentage that they're getting enough follow-through. So we have 4-hour higher lows on VIX, but here is the glimmer of hope for bulls. I really liked it on the 2-hour. Ugh. Maybe this will be cuter than my drawing. There you go. We have a potential 2-hour bear flag on VIX. That is bullish for the market, okay? Again, I don't see a lot of activity this morning. I don't see a lot of activity going. I think it's going to be hurry up and wait. Okay, we already did Bitcoin. Gold. Gold was kind of cute this morning. I was digging it, but I can't trade gold here because of FOMC. Look at this. Lower low, no follow through. Lower low, no follow through. And so I commented on it around in here that it was looking pretty good, but I couldn't do anything with it because of FOMC. You have key resistance at 1723, 1726, 1711. From the monthly perspective, and please hang on to the context of which I say this. From the monthly perspective, gold is positioned well from a risk to reward for a long down here. But we need the FOMC to cooperate. So I don't know that we're going to get the real reaction today. It may happen tomorrow, but we may be able to get a long going on gold again. I told y'all my entry back here, and I exited some here, got in here, and got stopped out the last bit here. So I'm looking for another gold long entry, and we'll see what today brings. I'm open to all outcomes. Oil. Calvin, off with your head. We all miss Jason. Okay, 4-hour lower highs anticipated on oil. 4-hour bear flag. We have oil inventory today at 10:30 Eastern. 10:30 Eastern. So don't forget that potential 4-hour bear flag. This has been some pretty crummy action on oil. If you're an oil bull, you're looking at nat gas with a side eye. Look at all these lower highs that we just keep getting. The 8 EMA is dominating price. So right now the bears are in charge. Let's see if the inventory report can change the trajectory for oil, you have support at 94.96, 94.83. The problem is the inventory is going to come before FOMC. FOMC impacts the dollar. Oil is expressed in dollars as the denominator. So typically it impacts oil, not as much as gold, but it impacts oil. So just keep that in mind. Nat gas, what a beautiful blow off top yesterday. We had that double top. And we have an hourly downtrend, resistance 899, and your next support is down at 8365, 8347. Yep, GDX and GDXJ should be pretty volatile today for day trading. And that's ninjas only. You don't have to trade today, folks. You don't have to trade. You don't have to trade. Apple. Okay, so Apple, look at the Great Wall of Louisiana, the hourly 50 EMA rejecting price. Look at this frown. The slope of the EMA, the SOTIMA matters. Look at that frown. When you see that 50 EMA just making a frown, and I know it's silly and it's stupid, but I'll do anything to help imprint in my brain when I see things subconsciously. And I have to, of course, articulate it to you. And so it's made me have to say, what do I not like about this chart? Well, I don't like the slope of that EMA. However, do we want to short Apple up here at 152.79 when the high of yesterday is 153.09? It's closer to its high of yesterday than most names. No. So this is not an ideal setup. So if you're new here, the format is I go over these 4 names every day, kind of like my Wheel of Fortune names, Apple, Amazon, Nvidia, Tesla. That doesn't mean they're Queen of the Mountain setup. So I don't like Apple long here, but I also don't like it short because it's stronger than others. Amazon. Now, I don't know when y'all were driving, did y'all have to take my driving test? I had to do how do you benchmark when you're 2 seconds behind someone? You can't tailgate more than 2 seconds. Is you spot a stationary object like a speed limit sign, and then you count 1001. Well, they taught us 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 2 seconds. Okay, that benchmark on stationary things. Well, the 50 moving average is not stationary, but look at this. Look at the distance between price and Amazon hourly 50 MA and Apple price in the 50 MA. We're buttoned up against it on Apple. Look at Amazon. We're farther away. Amazon's weak. Amazon is weak, 118.20. So you shop. Somebody just asked me about shop. Mike, does VIX affect Bitcoin? Possibly, yes. When the house is on fire, are you going to go in and grab your Bitcoin? Or are you going to grab the dollars and run out the door? You're going to grab the dollars and run out the door at this current moment. So yes, it can impact Bitcoin when there's fear in the market. The risky assets seem to be thrown to the side. So Amazon is weaker than Apple, and Shop is impacting Amazon. Even though it's green this morning, Shop could impact Amazon, and we have that Walmart overhang. So I like a top fish on Amazon, 118.20, 118.15. It's kind of the same thing as Apple, though. We're still so close to yesterday's high. Do we really want to pick on this bully when there are other people that are much farther away from their yesterday's high? 1 second. Okay, Nvidia. I'm just going to leave this chart here. I'm going to drink water. Tell me what you see on this chart. What's screaming at you? I'm waiting for an answer. Thank you, Hayden. Waiting. Wish I had Jeopardy music. Yes, GSYL, yes. And the Great Wall, and it's a sad face. Yep, look, and it's a sad face. So yesterday, it was our top fish setup, and it worked out really well. And semis are not getting the love this morning. Oh, look at y'all all did it. Good job. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yes, that frown. We've got 50 MA coming down hard on Nvidia. So Nvidia is actually getting over yesterday's high. So we'll see what the bulls can do to fix the construction. So think about this. This is a chart where bulls built a house. They built a house. So let's say they built 1 story, 2 story, 3 stories, 4 stories, 5 stories. Then someone came in and started ripping down the floors. Now we've ripped down the 5th floor, we've ripped down the 4th floor and the 3rd floor. And this is the builder who's unhappy. The construction is torn down and now we have to rebuild this chart. That doesn't mean they can't rebuild it. It's just, it requires a lot of effort. 1 second. Oh, you funny. That is the 50 MA, Hughes. And if you're interested in my chart setup, you can click on the link below and get a PDF. It's in the video description. Okay, let me move a little faster. Tesla. Okay, the 50 MA is still sat up here, but let's get a larger context. What's the more likely scenario here? A daily high or low? Actually, let me give you context on NVIDIA. What's the more likely scenario? Daily high or low? Tesla. What's the more likely scenario? Daily high or low? So on any flushes today, I would really watch these flushes for potential bottom fish setups on those names who have a lot of room for daily higher lows. I think it's going to give us an opportunity to, and it may be a day trade because of Apple tomorrow, but we are in a position to potentially get that daily higher low. Look at this hourly oversold and how well that worked out. And that could be our daily higher low. So I like a pullback buy of Tesla. Oh, no problem, Hughes. Thank you, MG. Okay, so ARK. ARK is sad. So ARK doesn't necessarily have enough room for daily higher low compared to 4220. I like a top fish of ARK. So you see how I'm going the opposite direction? So let me see if I can flip back and forth. Look at Tesla. Let's look at retrace and let's use real math here. We're at about 40% retrace. Let's look at ARK. Clean this off, real math. You see how we've retraced almost 85% of that move. Do you see the difference? That is why I'm targeting ARK for a top fish, Tesla for a bottom fish. Okay, I don't know. We're at 6:54 a.m. if you want to go back and watch this, but that's a really good example of how I find setups. And the hourly is important to me with my 50 MA, but the daily context is even more important. And then make note of gaps on your chart. If you're trading Tesla, I'd make note of that gap down there at 751.99. All right, coin. Coin, same thing as ARK. So I have it drawn on the hourly before I go delete it. So I'm looking for a top fish on coin. So it came out yesterday that Aunt Kathy sold coin with her $253 basis on her stock. She sold all of her coin yesterday. So it's bouncing this morning. I don't know that that bounce is sustainable, but I'd like for it to get not oversold on the hourly before I short it. But it's in the, now I'm going to delete all that so you can see. Same thing as ARK. Ugh. On any bounce, we're looking for a daily lower high. Good morning, getting pitted. How are ya? XBI. XBI, I'm looking for a 12-hour and daily lower high. So this is a top fish setup for me. XLF. I'm looking for a top fish setup against pre-market high. Cognizant of the fact that we have enough room for a daily high or low, okay? So maybe I need to take this one off my list. I don't like that as much now. Now that I look at it again with a clearer head. CMG, Google, and PayPal, all three of those are back burner trades. And if you don't know what that is, we have a video on our YouTube channel that explains it. CMG, Google, PayPal, the first 5-minute oversold back burner trade setups on those three could work. CMG and Google, they had a positive earnings reaction, and PayPal, we had an activist investor announce their stake in the company after hours yesterday. So, I don't have a lot of time left. It's 6:56. I'm gonna go listen to Dan, give my voice a break. I appreciate y'all being here. Hit the like button. Give me a follow on Twitter at ChartGalLori. And remember, TCGers, I will print this for you. I will print it. I'll copy and paste it for you. Can't print the internet. Progressive commercial. Initial reaction isn't always the real reaction, algos. Second reaction can also be extreme. When no follow through, that's usually when Powell is talking. Third reversal is typically the real reaction. Y'all stay safe out there. Visualize how you want to feel at the end of the day and protect your capital. You hear me? Use stop losses.